This episode marks the beginning of the Siege of Mandalore arc, and me myself just got the chills after watching it. In this review, I will try to go through everything you might have missed and everything we should probably celebrate about the beginning of the end, as I like to call it. We start with the intro, and if you heard it, it had the classic Star Wars theme instead of the Clone Wars music. That is because this episode has entered Episode 3 territory. In the creator's mind, this is no longer just Clone Wars, but it is Star Wars Revenge of the Sith as well. As during the episode, we get reminded that Grievous attacked Coruscant and Anakin and Obi-Wan have to leave Ahsoka and go handle business. One of the first things I want to talk about, of course, is the promotion of Captain Rex, which was completely unbelievable and shocking to say the least. He is finally a commander, and I guess officially we now have to call him Commander Rex. I remember making a video about exactly this topic years ago, why Captain Rex could never achieve the title of Commander, and well, they proved me wrong, because the title of Commander was given to Ahsoka, since she left the Order, and now, unforeseen circumstances, Anakin finally promoted Captain Rex to a Commander. As the episode starts, you immediately get the grasp of the improved animation, especially I feel for this episode, they got to work with new material and started from scratch. This is one of the most beautiful episodes and the most gut-wrenching, of course. The design could be clearly seen in General Grievous. The short glimpse we got of him was absolutely spectacular. As one of the montages for this episode, we get to see almost every Jedi that will be executed in Order 66, foreshadowing what is about to happen in a very short amount of time. Some classic Anakin and Obi-Wan banter never ceases to amaze us, and this scene specifically, even the score for this particular scene, the music, reminded me, of course, of Luke standing before Jabba minutes before he is supposed to be executed, and R2 standing to the side, waiting to jump to Skywalker's rescue. Like father, like son. We got a quick glimpse of Ursa Wren, as well as the usual suspects with Minister Olmec and Gar Saxon. If you didn't feel bad that Cody executed Order 66 so cold-heartedly and almost killed our beloved trolling master Obi-Wan Kenobi, then you will definitely feel those chills after Obi-Wan saves Cody's life at this second, where again, in some short amount of time, Cody will definitely not repay the favor. We get an obscure mention of Shaak in this episode. This is sort of a nod to the 2003 Clone Wars cartoons, where she tries to protect Chancellor Palpatine from the invasion and from General Grievous himself. And of course, not only do we get a reunion between Ahsoka and Anakin, but we get the final introduction of the 332nd Company. This came when Anakin decided to split the 501st into another company so that Ahsoka can become an advisor to Commander Rex, and they finally could track down and arrest or kill Maul. It is sad that the episode ends on a very sour note with seeing all of those clones dead because of a trap. As we end on a cliffhanger with Darth Maul, it is very interesting to me to see that even after all this time, Maul is completely obsessed with Kenobi. His last speech gave us the indication that he was very disappointed that Kenobi was not here and instead Ahsoka came to face him. All in all, I would say there are pros and small cons, but they're just nitpicks. If we can go through them, I would say that for pros, this had awesome action scenes that reminded me of Revenge of the Sith, and of course the animation, the lighting of it was beautiful. Anakin and Obi-Wan banter together again, that will always be welcomed, especially Anakin being his true self. The intro and the soundtrack was, again, amazing. It was classic Star Wars. An Ahsoka and R2 moment for a brief second there. The love between Anakin and Ahsoka as brother and sister was in the forefront in this episode, and that was just a pro unto itself. A lot of Revenge of the Sith references, a lot of Rebels references, a long episode to say the least. This was one of the longest in the season. We also got a Rex and Ahsoka moment, which was beautiful to see. Commander Rex getting promoted. Gar Saxon we see again. We see Maul again in his purest form, in anger and ready for revenge. The team up between Ahsoka and Bo-Katan was amazing to see. And this is not a pro or a con, but are we gonna see Shaak die again? And hopefully her death can be settled once and for all. We will see what will happen with that. The cons, there was not enough Anakin and Ahsoka, but understandably because the episode had to move on. But as I said, this is just a nitpick. Some small pacing issues here and there. Anakin went from mad to all of a sudden glad and happy. The Ahsoka-Anakin tension was interesting to say the least, but other than that, I really enjoyed the episode, and those were some of the things that you might have missed in the Clone Wars episode, The Siege of Mandalore, Old Friends Not Forgotten. Will we see Order 66 during the last episodes? I want to make a video about that, but first I want to know what do you guys think. Talk to me down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.